Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching episode 5 of season 2 of My Adventures with Superman. So, we're about halfway through the season and only now are we finally introducing Kara Zor-El, played by Kiana Madu. And honestly, even though her design basically looks like Android 18 from Dragon Ball, her personality is a bit different. She definitely has the fighting skills down. She definitely understands her Kryptonian powers about as well as Kal-El does. But at the same time, I like the fact that she's introduced thinking that Jimmy is the leader of the planet and not just a member of the Daily Planet. I appreciate that she has all these cute misunderstandings and that she genuinely is trying to look for Clark while she also gets sidetracked by a lot of stuff like kicking a soccer ball or eating ice cream. And she's. What is it with DC characters finding ice cream wonderful? First Wonder Woman, now her. It's something I've just found kind of ironic when it comes to these DC animated productions. But regardless, as far as Superman and Lois are concerned, they're involved in a most eligible Bachelor and Bachelorette contest, where one of the Bachelorettes seems to find an interest in Superman, and where Cat Grant seems to suggest that Superman definitely isn't going to fall for someone like Lois, considering that she's, not a billionaire, she's not a brilliant genius. She's just, in comparison to a lot of these other women around her, more normal. So yeah, it definitely delves into Lois's lack of self-confidence in that regard, which has only been exacerbated by the fact that her father left in the last episode and by Vicky Vale's job offer to make her the number 2 woman at the Gotham Gazette. And she could be considering that job offer a bit more, but at the same time, once Kara Zor-El figures out what's going on and once she actually finds Superman, we see that she's a lot less compassionate than most of her adaptations. Whereas most versions of Kara Zor-El are almost kind-hearted to a fault and pretty much on Superman's level of compassion and dedication to protecting the planet, this version of Kara Zor-El seems pretty much devoted to the Kryptonian Empire that we saw getting built up at the end of season 1. She mentions having a strict father, but said father turns out to be Primus, who seems to be one of the leaders of this new Kryptonian Empire. I don't know if this empire has been taken over by Brainiac or something, but they're definitely a more threatening type than the ones that we've been accustomed to in most DC universes. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually run by General Zod and Zod's just under the mask of Primus. That would make a lot of sense, and it would mean that Jor-El's original estimation of the Kryptonian Empire was true at one point, but isn't true now. So, and on top of that, we do get a pretty interesting fight scene out of it. You know those special powers that Superman seems to get that amplify his abilities that we've been seeing throughout the series? It seems we might finally get an answer as to what those are and how they're activated. Especially considering we also happen to see how the Kryptonians' technology amplifies the Warriors' already impressive powers in a way that I haven't seen in almost any other Superman adaptation. This could theoretically expand the lore in a way that makes sense while still keeping the show's identity intact. And honestly, I would love to see that. So it's great to see Kara, it's great to see how the story is going to move forward, and it leaves us off an interesting cliffhanger, which the rest of the season will hopefully answer in a satisfying way. See you next time.